So context, on this trip, especially because of the time change and everything, you just you don't eat weirdly, but like you eat at weird times or you eat smaller things because you're busy. And so we had been pretty busy that day getting out from, we were staying in Makuhari, which is about 45 minutes outside of Akihabara by train. And then we'd been busy walking around. So we were pretty hungry because we hadn't eaten.
We were like dying.
Yeah, we had a snack early in the day.
Headache, bad time.
Ugh,
and so we're like, hey, so we're trying to do culture stuff and cool things for IGN. Let's go to Maid Cafe.
Yeah. Because.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, like I figured like it's pretty much like a regular restaurant, right? Like.
Yeah.
Except there's an entry fee, like per hour we have to pay. I think the one we went to was $5.
Yep.
Per hour?
Yeah, per hour. So you have to buy.
Is that on top of buying
Yes.
food? Okay.
So you have to pay an entry fee. We saw that like pretty much every cafe we saw.
And there's women handing out flyers, like they're in the uniform style that you will go into the Maid Cafe, and like they're wearing that, and so you can kind of make judgments on where you want to go based on that.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I like this outfit or I like this theme, so then you kind of decide where you want to go. We went to My Dreamin', I think, M-A-I Dreamin', and it is one of the bigger chains that I saw. It's like one of the first ones you'll see after you get out of the station at Akihabara, and like you'll see them everywhere. And we were kind of like it's kind of weird, like shopping around for which Maid Cafe we wanted to go to. So a lot of places will have like posters with the food they have and like advertisements of like, hey, this is how much you can expect for food. This is our entry fee, and here's like the maids we'll have. And we're like, okay. So eventually we just kind of settled on My Dreaming because like there's a lot of them, and we were just really hungry.
We were really
at that
hungry.
point you're just like
we were
anything.
very tired.
Yeah.
And we also settled because there's this girl and she was like advertising, and like I guess the area she was by, there's like music playing, so she was dancing. She's like really into it.
The most of them are just like handing the flyers. Like she was like talking to people as they're walking by,
She
and
was
like
enthusiastic. Like, I want to support this girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, we'll go. And then she kind of talked to us, and she could speak English, so she kind of asked where we were from and stuff. And so she's like, do you guys want to go? And we're like,
sure.
yeah. And like keep in mind, like at this point, like we're really tired and hungry, and like we're like headache mode. And so like this girl, she's like, every maid we talked to was like super high pitched,
like crazily high pitched voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like obviously they're putting it on. Yeah, but like to ridiculous octaves, and I was like, okay, maybe you guys like take down just a little bit, like a little bit. Like it was cute, but at the same time, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And so we went up in this like
dingy elevator.
very dingy elevator.
So wait a second. Bait and switch. What happened?
That smelled like people had been smoking in it. Like
yeah, so Japan has a lot of places where you're still restaurants where you're allowed to smoke in.
Yeah.
And Maid cafes are one of those places. And thankfully there weren't many people smoking when we went.
No.
So we follow her up this elevator. Like in the poster signs and stuff that she was holding, it says like that there is a $5 entry fee per hour.
Yeah.
And that food started I think at $5 and drinks started at $4. Like a estimate, like it's like 500 yen and 400 yen. And so we went in, they sat us down, like, hey, please don't take any pictures of the maids, like none of the hostess, like don't do that.
You can take pictures of the food and
of the food, yeah. They kind of like laid down the rules when we got in, and the restaurant itself wasn't that cute. Like it's pretty old. And it's like okay,
it's like you take this room and maybe double the size and like.
A little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger. And there's like a bar and some tables and like this little stage in the corner that's probably a foot off the ground and like is made of just like vinyl, but it's all scuffed up and everything.
Yeah.
And when I mean dingy, you're just like, oh, this kind of seems like someone's like grandma's like basement.
Like this is
even though it was on like a second floor. Yeah.
This used to be cute.
It's not. It's like it needs a little love. The maid outfits were really cute. Like all the girls were really, really nice. They knew that we were from the U.S. and that we spoke English, so that like we had a person who could speak English to us. And of course, they're like, "Oh, you're from the U.S. Oh, I love Disney and stuff." And like they're kind of like trying to relate with certain things. They're like, "I love Hannah Montana," was one girl. Said.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Ooh, like, does she know? If she knew what happened to Miley Cyrus.
And so
they're a little late on the.
At this point, we're getting in, and Brian Malkowitz, another producer here at IGN, was with us, and we sit us down and we're like, okay, we want to order food, and they're like, okay, you have to order off this menu, and we're like, wait,
their most popular menu.
Their most popular menu. And so there's two separate menus. There's one that is a set.
Like everything is set based. So the cheapest set was $20, and came with a parfait. Yeah.
An ice cream parfait that had like fruit, cornflakes,
and like 2 scoops of ice cream, like small scoops too. It's not like a huge thing. A drink,
which is a small drink, which is like that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of iced
No
tea.
free refills.
Oh man.
And beer costed additional on top of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
and then you get a photo with one of the maids,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get a commemorative item.
Yeah, which I brought.
A commemorative item.
Which
Yeah.
is so there were 3. There were
You could get
a bunny
clear-
ear-
you could get an animal ear headband that was obviously very cheap.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
Okay,
You could get one of those that had like a bunny and bear, and I think another bunny.
Yeah.
And then they had My Dreamin' like Maid outfit as a keychain,
Yeah,
which
which-
James has.
But yeah,
Bring it to the
you
camera.
walk that up to the camera.
And then you could also get a clear file with some maids on it.
That's right. For $20, you could go
For
to
$20,
McDonald's, get a McFlurry, a
Yeah.
hamburger, large fries, and a
For
Happy Meal
$20,
for
you
like
could
$3.
get, like, a good meal.
And this is not
Yeah.
this is not $20. This is per person.
This is per person, yeah. In addition to the $5 you already paid.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
you pay-
that
so
now
too.
you're technically
Oh.
paying $25.
If you want food, you're at least looking at $35. And then the top tier one was either like $45 or $50.
Yeah, and it came with
that
a
included,
performance.
like, that had food, and that included performance.
For
and
what
so-
kind of performance?
We don't know.
Some dance thing.
Dance song,
I
I
on
don't
the
know.
picture, it was like really funny. On the picture, on the menu, they had like the maids on the stage like with their microphones,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like a bunch of people with like glow sticks in the dark, and it's like, what the heck?
It's
Yeah.
not like a stripper pole or anything, is there?
No.
I mean, if you're
No.
going to pay $35, I'm just
Um,
saying.
And so it was just like this weird thing, and it wouldn't have felt like so much of a scam if we had been aware of this going in.
Yeah.
Because like the way they advertised was not that at all. Like we knew about the entry fee, which is fine, and I know we're kind of paying for like that service of like these girls being extra cute and being extra friendly, and like whenever they came over, like we had to light a dream candle and
They would,
Light
they,
a
and they would.
dream candle.
We were like,
we had to
yeah,
go like this one.
Okay.
And,
And this is especially like it didn't make me uncomfortable that like it was happening. It was just we were tired and it was way more energy than I was like willing to like put out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like considering like how the food portions didn't look like they were very big.
Yeah, and we were hungry, like, and we were like hungry.
You wanted like food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, like there was this other like additional menu, and I asked if I could order from them. They're like, oh no, just this one. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And so it was just very weird experience. And I've heard that like there have been some bad things that happen at Maid cafes, like they're a little bit pushier for things.
Yeah, it feels weird that they're like, here, do this expensive menu, and you're like,
Yeah.
what? I just
Yeah,
want
it's,
to.
that's not what you were advertising outside.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of happy we went, but I would never go again. Like
Yep.
hands down, I would never want to go back to a Maid cafe just because like I understand like that you're supporting like more of a not so much as like a meal as much as an experience.
Yeah.
And like the girls were all very nice and they did a good job at like being cute. It was really funny watching the guys do like the cute stuff. We
There's
did, like, a little-
there's a, I think the article will be going up
Do we
soon.
have a video
If we
of
do,
this?
yeah.
There's no video because we don't. But
We
there's
have
some pics.
photos.
We have photos.
Okay.
which I will embed in the Anime Club article. So if you guys
Yeah.
don't usually check it out,
Cool.
please do. We have a picture with our maid.
Our-
Yeah.
I'm sad that those pictures are going to be online, but it's also worth
But you're taking
documenting.
one for the team, so good job.
Yeah, and so like
love
it just all in all, it's just a really weird experience, and like just know what you're getting into beforehand. I've heard that some places kind of try to rip you off a little bit, so be careful with when you go to like my
I would
if you're going for
bring
the
cash.
experience.
Bring cash.
Yeah, bring cash.
Don't use a card.
Yeah. Yeah, like at one point they try to like give us this other menu of like services. I know, like it's like, do you want to do the pay for the dance? I'm like, no, I don't want it. Like it's okay, thank
Yeah.
you. And like just like kind of those kind of like additional things they kept trying to sell. And I've heard that other people like they paid like $10 for like their maid to put a cute spell on their like
Yeah.
drink or something, and so there's just like a lot of additional things they try to push.
It's an expensive spell.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just a very different experience, and as long as you know what you're going into, then it's okay. But just don't expect like an amazing meal in addition to like that's right. It's not like a typical cafe. It's like you're
Yeah.
paying for the performance and some treats to go with it, essentially.